Welcome to the channel, aviation enthusiasts. Technically, I'm not actually one of them. I just like collecting small models. And so this is the Airbus A330 multi-role tanker transport. And it's generally a military. It's meant for the military, as you can see, is refueling jets. The brand is Aviation 400. And this is the Royal Air Force with registration ZZ330. Alright, so there are details there. Okay, I don't have too many of this brand, Aviation 400, maybe like 2 or 3 at most. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, it's actually foam. It's not a vacuum form thing. Oh, something fell out. Okay. Oh, I see, it's a flight stand. Yeah, a little piece of plastic, but I don't use those myself. This is nice dense foam, you know, kind of stuff you'd get in electronics packaging. And you want to keep these packaging things if you ever intend to resell these, because imagine shipping this in a random box. It's going to totally break, right? Alright, so I got to get this out carefully. There's all these antennae. How to do so? I guess if I flip it over onto the wings. Ooh, there's stuff on the bottom as well. Push it out of the foam. Alright, well, let's see here. So this is a photo of this exact registration. And it's got this like rectangular antennae. I have no idea what that thing really is, of course. And let me make sure I hold the bottom where there's no antennae. So this is the best comparison shot I can do for you guys and gals. I can't hit focus, I'm using both my hands. Alright, that's gonna have to do. And also, if you know about airplanes, what's going on here? There's the engines are opened up, like it's like cleaning out the engines or something. What are they doing? Why are these vents open and so much thrust being produced? I'd be curious. I'm sure maybe other viewers would be curious to learn from your knowledge. So you can see here, obviously, it's got these 2 booms that come out, and you can refuel fighter jets. Or it's got the one rigid boom that comes out the center, and we have a B-1 bomber being refueled. And this is an automated, the center one is an automated system. You know, it's scanning the vehicle, and it's all automatic, so that's pretty interesting. So how to best do this review, because this thing is covered with so much stuff. I think I might actually put it on the spin coaster and just manually spin it. Because, yeah, it's really hard to review something in 1/400 scale. So the windows on all these models they're painted. You know, you can't have plastic that small. But look at the printing detail of this thing here as I hit focus. My phone can't really get in on that any clearer. But yeah, a lot of the text is legible. The Air Force is legible, RAF 100. It's got windshield wiper blades. Hold on here. Oh, sadly the LED booth is very bright, so it's washing out. There we go. So yeah, you can see, you know, there's a black printing, like the molding of the window, and then a dark gray as the glass. And then there's black windshield wiper blades on there. So very impressive. And then I have no clue what these things are sticking out, but these are like wings sticking out of the fuselage. And they must be little thin pieces of metal because they're thinner, much thinner than a toothpick. I don't know if I dented that one just to removing it from the packaging. Like the orientation looks like, well, it actually might be a totally different. No, I think it's supposed to be symmetric. Maybe those are plastic. I don't know. It's really hard to tell. I mean, this thing is so small. I think you have a better view of it than I do. I'm looking through a mobile phone screen. Yeah, alright, so looking at these little antennae, someone had to pop those all in there. And then this one is unique that it has like red jewels on the top of this thing. So let me get on this here. See, it's got red jewel beads. I don't know if those are like beacons or something on the real plane. And here's that rectangular antennae I was talking about with 5 posts. So, yeah, little round dome of some sort. Here's the view. I think maybe the antenna is a little bit off, but it's fine. I'm just gonna leave it alone. If I bend it, it might break the glue loose or something. Alright. Yeah, look at all sorts of weird printing going on here. You can see a lot of the windows are blacked out, or probably representing glass, and then these are just frames where maybe the sunshade is down or something. And then the emergency escape doors are printed in yellow. I have to assume these little lines over them might be rain gutters. I'm not sure. Again, so leave a comment. But then why wouldn't there be one on that hatch stack there? Maybe because that's an emergency hatch and the other 3 are meant for general use. Maybe that's what the reason is there. So you can try to count all those pieces stuck into this thing as we go along. I'm going to lose track. There's some stuff protruding out here. There's a round thing protruding out there. That thing's protruding out. If we go to the wings, you can see this fine black line is printed in some sort of text. Let's see if we can make that out. Yeah, I can't make out that text though. Alright, so the leading edge is painted silver. You can see some panel lines there. Little winglets on the end. Very thin. Look how thin this metal is over here. Again, if this is a dental pick, this metal is cast as thin as a dental pick. So that's, unless these wings are plastic. Now they're quite cool to the touch. I'm pretty sure that's die-cast metal. Some sort of hodgepodge mix of metals. Alright, let's see if we can get some engine details here. You know what, I'm going to close those screens back there. They're very distracting. And I think I'm going to need a flashlight to get a view in there. Whoa, way too bright. Maybe 1 lumen? Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, wait a second. Do they have that little swirly white printing on the cone? I think it does. You know, the center cone, how they have like this white swirly paint so you can see the thing spinning. Oh, that's impressive. I also feel like the fan blades are canted. Let's get in there. Look at that. So you got that swirly thing. Imagine how hard it is to print that. You're printing onto a conical surface. And I'm pretty positive those veins of the turbine are actually canted like a real one. So it leads me to believe there's air passing behind. See the light? I think there's air behind those fan blades. So very impressive. Alright, now you can also see, the graphics on the fuselage. There's some sort of graphic for the pylon of this engine. Some sort of squarish boxes. And it's a matte finish gray, which makes sense for a military plane. All these hatches printed on. The silver ring here is very crisp. It almost makes me want to think it's a separate piece, but I don't know if it is. And then when I get a flashlight around to the rear undercarriage, look at that landing gear. The hubs. I'm sure it has rubbery tires. It seems to be a trend in all these models. I'm just worried that the rubber might crack one day. Alright, and then you can see these weird protrusions on the bottom. No idea what they are. Pretty sure it's all classified. So maybe you can't leave a comment. Yeah, look at this thing. There's all sorts of weird stuff going on. And that's what I like. I like kind of guessing what the heck these things are, but it's really hard with military stuff. But it looks like there's a vent that hanging off the bottom there. Oh no, that's probably the sight window. That's the window for the people that, when they're refueling, they can look at the plane, or maybe that's the area where the camera scanners are, since it's an automated refueling system. And what's kind of weird is, where is the refueling boom? I don't see the boom unless it's totally recessed into the fuselage. I will flip this over later, I guess. But the less I can touch this now, the better. Look at the inside of the engines. So they are passing air. That is impressive. Look at that. So it is possible to get a lot of detail into a diecast. Or maybe those engines are plastic. Yeah, man, that could be the case. Maybe they're plastic. But the wings and the fuselage are definitely cool to the touch. Okay. Yeah. Landing gear. Let me flip this around to the front. You'll see the bottom of the engines are kind of flattened, like modern engines are now. Some antennae hanging off the front. You got some hatch panels, and it says 330 on there. The front hub looks pretty nice. Yeah, so this is really impressive. Yeah, more strange graphics, I'm not sure. That looks like a loading door right there. This rectangular thing with the RAF circular flag. But yeah, what are these things up there? What are those yellow and gray slots? I wonder. Okay. And then we have this little refueling boom here, and that's got some stripes or numbers on there too. Okay. A hatch back there. Very cool. Oh boy, so now I'm back out here. Those red jewel beads are really awesome. Let's see, worst case scenario, drop it. I don't want to drop it on that. Oh boy, there's more jewel beads here. So I gotta put my fingers maybe on the wing. So some NACA ducts there. There's 2 jewel beads. You got some outlines printed for the landing gear doors. Yeah, these look like almost surveillance cameras. Maybe they are. Some nice printing there. Yeah, more of these yellow and grayish things. Okay, well, that's it. I don't want to risk dropping that, so let's look at some other planes. So here's a database called Wings 900. I don't know how good it is. I don't really use it myself. I just keep an Excel spreadsheet of my stuff. And so this is made by Dragon. And so you'll notice here, this is from 2006, this model I'm going to show you. So it was a different time of diecast airplane. Dragon, I don't think, was ever considered a top-end diecast airplane company. Dragon makes a lot of military diecast vehicles, I think, or used to, and action figures of all things. But they were really bad action figures compared to the other brands. So I've noticed there actually is some paint bubbling here, some paint rash. But this thing's almost 20 years old. Could have been 10 years old when I bought it. So, yeah, obviously it's different. You can just see, it's more crude, the engines and stuff. Obviously no air passing through the engines. And one nice thing is, I think these tires are plastic, so they shouldn't go bad. I actually think the landing gear is plastic as well, so that's fine if it gets better details. But still, I like it. I mean, look how tight the panel lines are on this thing. Very impressive. Again, here's a toothpick, so you can get good detail in diecast. It's just that they're probably not making too many pieces out of a mold here. Okay, well, anyways, Thai Airways. Ooh, look at that. Oh, that fell out. I think it probably had doors, and you could put it in flight mode or this mode. And so naturally, I'm going to have to glue that in place. Alright, let me come back. Alright, so this next one is also by Dragon. It is the previous offering. So I think this Dragon was the only thing around of this airplane until this Aviation 400 came along. So I have to assume this is around the same time period, somewhere in the mid to late 2000s as far as when it was released. And yeah, similar stuff here. It looks like plastic landing gear, but you can see this is also a different one entirely because it has the boom sticking out, right? And then obviously it doesn't have the 6 billion antenna that the Aviation 400 has. This is the Royal Australian Air Force. But the printing is still pretty good. You can see the window frames and all that, right? So it's different enough. Oh, yeah, that comes out. Gotta get some poster putty in there or something. Alright, so at least you can fondle this one without fear of breaking something. Okay, so yeah, you can obviously see pretty big differences as far as detailing goes. It makes sense, you know. Progress. Times have changed. People are going for more detail, but at the same time, the price of the models have gone up significantly. If I had to guess, this model was under $20 when it was brand new. Maybe it was like $10 or $15. Someone that's been collecting for a while, if you could leave a comment, that'd be nice. But this was a lot more than that. Alright. So Aviation 400, an absolutely fantastic looking model. The amount of work that was put into this to paint it so perfectly, and then to actually have all these tiny bits stuck into it. I mean, it's really impressive. So, yeah, hopefully you learned a little bit about the MRTT today. I know I did. And I look forward to getting another 1/400 scale airplane. Hopefully we'll see you then.